2014 John Deere X734 garden tractor. Features a 60-inch deck. It's obviously got power steering, all-wheel steer, which is really handy. Let's take a look under the hood while we've got the engine going here. We've got a 27 horsepower liquid-cooled Kawasaki engine. This is the FD750D. We're showing 923 hours. 923.5 hours. Fuel gauge works. Temperature gauge works. This is fuel injected. Fuel injected, no carburetor here. We showed you the power steering. Turns really easy. And here's your deck lift. All right, we'll go ahead and idle that down and shut her off. We've had this in the shop for a couple of weeks, sitting ready to get it waiting for some weather to warm up so we could get this cleaned off and get it listed for sale. Anyway, while it was in here, we never saw any oil leaks, transmission leaks, or coolant leaks. Everything looked really good with this machine. It does have 900 plus hours on it, so it has a few hours, but it's relatively new. It's a 2014 model. It does have some scuffs here and there. If you take a look at the deck, we've got scratches all along the side here, but no major rust on the deck that we can see. It is missing the chute here. It does have the drive over deck. This is a shaft driven deck from the mid-mount PTO. Take a look at the hood. We're missing a little plastic cowl right here. Those aren't very expensive. We could get one of those in. We've got a few scratches on the hood. You can see those there. We've also got a few dents on the machine itself. We've got a dent here. Going on up, you can see some scratches and dents here. This tail light is disconnected. Someone had some tape on there at one point. These tail lights really aren't very expensive. I think they're $30 or $40 new, which for a John Deere part is relatively inexpensive. There's the Tough Torque transaxle. That tail light looks good, but we've got a dent here, some scratches here. You can see some scratches there, maybe where someone was putting their foot, poked a hole through the sticker there. So other than those seats in real good shape. You know, it's got a few little dings and nicks here, but starts right up, runs good. Deck engages like it should. Taking a look at all of our controls here, we've got differential lock. So if one of your rear tires starts spinning due to low traction, you put your foot down on the differential lock and both rear tires will start spinning. We've got a 12-volt switch here, and your 12-volt plug-in is right over there. So if you put a sprayer on the back or some other implement that takes 12 volts, it's a good place to hook it up. Here we've got your lights, and so that's front lights, backup lights, tail lights, all kinds of lights. Here's your throttle. Again, it's fuel injected, so there's no choke. This is your reverse implement option, and then this machine has tilt steering. Down here we've got your deck height setting, and the seat is adjustable there. So this takes gasoline, and we always recommend premium unleaded. There's a 12-volt that I mentioned. Cubby to put all your stuff. Also has some tool, well, a tool for deck leveling. Over here we've got cruise control, parking brake set, ignition switch, PTO engagement. And whenever you engage the PTO, there it's engaged. And then if you pull that switch out just a little bit further like that, that'll allow you to back up. So there's a safety thing on there right now that if you don't pull that out or if you don't push that button that was over here, then the deck will disengage if you try to back up. Here we've got your hydraulic levers. So the top one controls your deck lift. So your deck going down there. And it also controls one of these sets of hydraulic remotes. And then if you were to put a 3-point on the back, for example, it'd be the same thing. And then the other The other one, which includes float position, there's your float position, controls the other hydraulic remote. And so you've got 2 sets of remotes here. You could hook a front blade up to this, like a 4-way blade, for example, and they would go on that, or your hydraulics would hook up here. And then, like I mentioned, it's got, you know, your 2 settings there, but then it also has float. So there it's in the float position. If you had a front blade on that, that float position makes it real nice for leveling something out. And so then whenever you want it to go out of float position, you just bring it back in there. So that's it. This is the John Deere X734. If you haven't driven an all-wheel steer, you know, these are really nice. You saw the steering radius with this. You can really get around a lot of things. You can turn around a lot quicker. So it really does have quite a few advantages. This machine in particular does have a few dings and nicks here, but overall it's a nice looking machine. Starts, runs, and drives like it should. If you're interested in learning more about this machine, or if you'd like to take it for a test spin, go ahead and reach out to us. You can call or text 660-537-3588, or you can email us at info@richland-sales.com. Hey, thanks for watching.